This ages your skin. Retin-A is considered the gold standard for anti-aging, but many women are using it and still feel like their skin looks older. Maybe your skin looks dry, dull, or your fine lines actually seem more noticeable, even though you're using the most powerful anti-aging ingredient. The truth is, Retin-A works, but there are a few very common mistakes that can actually make your skin look worse instead of better. In this video, I'm going to explain why this happens and the 3 mistakes that can make your skin look older, even if you're using Retin-A. And at the end, I'm going to share a bonus mistake that surprises many people that are using Retin-A. I've been using Retin-A for 15 years, and it really is one of the most effective ingredients we have for improving skin texture and supporting collagen over time. But what I've learned, both from my experience and from talking with dermatologists, is that the way Retin-A is used makes a huge difference. When it's used incorrectly, it can disrupt the skin barrier, dehydrate the skin, and actually make the skin look older instead of healthier. So let's go through the 3 most common mistakes people make with Retin-A and how to avoid them. And the surprising thing is that many people damage their skin barrier while trying to improve their skin, especially when they start using powerful ingredients like Retin-A. The first mistake that can make your skin look older, even if you're using Retin-A, is damaging the skin barrier. And this usually happens when too many active ingredients are used at the same time. Retin-A already accelerates cell turnover and stimulates collagen production. It's actually one of the most powerful and multi-purpose ingredients you and I have for anti-aging and skin renewal. Because of that, once Retin-A is part of your routine, adding a lot of strong actives can quickly become too much for the skin. Retin-A is already doing so much work in the skin. So when multiple other active ingredients are layered on top of it, the skin barrier can start to break down. And if the skin barrier is compromised, the skin cannot look healthy and youthful, no matter how powerful the ingredient is. When the skin barrier is damaged, the skin often looks dry, irritated, or dull, and fine lines can actually appear more noticeable. So when you're using Retin-A, often makes sense to simplify the routine and be very selective, be picky about adding other active ingredients. And the second mistake I see very often with Retin-A has to do with how much people actually use. It's simply using too much of it. Many people assume that if Retin-A is good for the skin, then using more of it will give faster or better results. No. But with Retin-A, more, definitely not better. For most people, the correct amount for the entire face is about a pea-size amount. And the interesting thing about Retin-A is that it actually spreads across the skin. For example, if I go through a period when I don't use it and start again, sometimes even the skin around my ears would peel, even though I never apply Retin-A on my ears. That shows how powerful this ingredient is and how far it can travel on the skin. So if too much is applied, the skin can easily become irritated and dehydrated. Instead of looking smooth and healthy, the skin may start to look dry, flaky, or dull, and fine lines can actually appear more noticeable. And your skin will look older. Retin-A works by stimulating skin renewal over time. So consistency, much more important than quantity. But even if you're using the right amount, your skin can still look older if you're missing the next step. This is where I went wrong, and many people can go wrong with Retin-A. And that next step is hydration. Retin-A speeds up cell turnover, which is one of the reasons it works so well at improving our skin over time. But when cell turnover increases, the skin can lose moisture more easily. And if the skin becomes dehydrated, it can start to look thin, dull, and creepy. And fine lines can appear more noticeable. One thing I learned over time is that when you're using Retin-A, the moisturizer you use becomes extremely important. For years, this was one of my biggest struggles, keeping my skin properly hydrated while using Retin-A. A lot of the moisturizers we find in retail stores just aren't strong enough to maintain that hydrating barrier. It was only when I started to use moisturizers from La Vienne, it's a Korean skincare company. I learned about them from a neighbor who has amazing skin. That's when I really understood how important this step is. Once my skin was properly supported with a good moisturizer, I started to see much better results from Retin-A. Retin-A works best when the skin barrier is healthy and hydrated. And before we finish, there's one more mistake I want to mention, because this one creates a lot of confusion when it comes to Retin-A. And that mistake is believing Retin-A must be used every single night. Me, I've never been able to use Retin-A every single night, not even in my 30s. I used the 0.1% strength, which is the strongest concentration. If I was using a much lower strength, like 0.25, I could probably use it every night. But in my experience, using a stronger concentration a few nights a week works better for my skin than using a lower concentration every night. Right now, I typically use Retin-A about 4 or 5 times a week. That gives my skin time to benefit from the ingredient while still allowing the barrier to stay healthy. The important thing is finding the balance that keeps your skin healthy, hydrated, and able to tolerate the treatment long term. That balance. Retin-A is one of the most effective ingredients we have for improving the skin, but how we use it makes a big difference in the results we see. If you would like to see the skincare products that have made the biggest difference for my skin, especially the ones that work well alongside Retin-A, I explained that in this video right here. And if you're interested in learning more about anti-aging after 40, you can also explore my full playlist right here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.